Cheers, welcome to my channel. This is middle or end of the month for May Tarot Oracle reading. And Leo, you are the star of this astrological insight. If your sun sign is not Leo, we all have a little bit of Leo in us somewhere. If you do have your birth chart, which house is Leo in? That will give you further clarity as to where this energy lies for you. Also, this is a timely reading, meaning if you're watching it at this time, it is the perfect time for you. Having said that, if it's been a while since I posted this, what was going on in your life back then? That might give you further clarity as to your situation now. All right, we're going to begin with the underlying energy from the bottom of the deck, and we have the dreaded Three of Swords. So this is a very scary looking card because clearly this is involving heartache, heartbreak. This is talking about three swords being through this person's heart. Having said that, when you look at it again, you realize, wait a minute, the heart is really big in context to the swords. So this maybe would be more like pins or nails, so possibly a person could recover from this. This is talking about the element of air. The swords represent air, and they represent your mental intelligence and discipline of your mind. Do you want to come up here, little kitty? My little co-pilot Stella's here. Her job is to purr and raise the vibration. We need some healing here, Stella. Get purring. That's her job, and she takes it very seriously. So here we go. You might not be able to hear her though, because I do have a noise canceling mic on. She's got happy feet now though, so we're in good paws. You're so sweet. Thank you for all your good work, Stella. So this is talking about healing, and it's saying that there might be a need for an apology. This can represent, your thoughts basically, and other people's thoughts. So this could be harsh words spoken. You might be afraid to speak your truth. Someone might be afraid to speak the truth. You know how they say your heart's in your throat, that type of energy. This is talking about a heartbreaking decision needing to be made or had to be made. It could represent, in some cases, it can represent perjury, slander, gossip, that type of energy. And it's interesting because it's coming out with this card, which is about healing through, but this is more about healing the mind and the heart. This is the Four of Swords. So the Four of Swords, this person is like in a thinking loop that they can't get caught out, that they can't get themselves out of. And this is representing, this energy here of being like, whatever decision they have to make, no matter what decision they make, it's going to cause heartache or heartbreak. And so they've decided to go into a sanctuary, a church, and pray and meditate and ask for guidance from the Most High and from the universe. Like, what steps do I need to take? What decision would be the best decision to make? And they have put their mind to rest and hung it on the wall. This is representing, the swords again are representing your discipline of your mind. And so this is representing the subconscious mind. The subconscious mind is formed by the time you are around 6 or 7 years of age. And this is basically, when you think about it, how much do you actually remember about being a baby? Probably not much. And, up until about kindergarten, we don't usually have a whole lot of memory. And babies are like sponges, like they absorb their environment like a sponge. And, you just think about what a baby learns from being a newborn to the first year of life. And, then what a toddler learns after that. And so this subconscious mind is actually the environment provided by the people in charge of our care, their thoughts, their values, their expectations, all of that energy. And it's heavily imprinted on us so that, by the time we're at the age of 6, this is basically who we believe we are. And this energy, when we get upset, we get into heartache or having to make really challenging decisions, we're triggered. That's the mind that first pops up. I know, I'll do this. And it's really not the most reliable. because when you think about it, it's actually other people's thoughts of what you should do, not necessarily what you should do as an adult now that you have your own thoughts. And this is talking about the unconscious mind, and the unconscious mind would be on more of on a spiritual level. A lot of people will say, yes, I am a human being. I do have a soul. But from your soul's perspective, you are a soul traveling in a human body. And if your soul's needs are not being met, then the unconscious mind will start arguing with the subconscious and the conscious mind. The conscious mind is what you're conscious of. So yesterday I went to the store, I purchased these 3 items, I paid this amount of money for them, I went home, I cooked dinner. And you could tell that and relate that to someone else. You have memory of it, you have a clear picture of it. So when you put these 3 together and they're congruent with each other, and then you plug them into your heart's desires, then you're actually going after your authentic desires. So even though this card is scary as it is, like all tarot cards, it has a second side to it. So this is actually talking, I feel, about healing your heart and healing whatever has happened here, making the decision that you need to make after conferring with God by disciplining your mind, plugging into your heart. And, you discipline your mind through meditation and prayer. This stained glass window has the word Pax on it, P-A-X, and this stands for peace. So this is peace of mind, going after your authentic desires, healing after a really difficult circumstance. So congratulations for all the work you've put in to do that. And this is talking about the 8 of Wands. The 8 of Wands is about all those actions you took to do this, I feel. Basically, this is the element of fire, and the wands are made of wood because wood fuels fire. This is about taking passionate action. And this card is saying that the action has already been taken. It's if you think of the centaur, which is the sign for Sagittarius, that energy, he shoots his arrows into the sky and they hit tung, 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 the target in perfect timing, all in a row. That's this energy here. So this is taking passionate action towards a goal and healing, I feel. So this is really, really good energy. And this is how you identify with yourself at this time. This is talking about the King of Swords. The King of Swords energy is representing someone who is in a profession where they are using their thoughts, basically their mental intelligence, their education for their career. So this is someone that would be less hands-on and more using their mind to be able to earn their living. And we have here, this would be someone who's at the top of their game. Now, the King of Swords is someone that, it's a king. And this energy quite often could represent politician energy. If it would be someone high up in the government, though, like someone like a president, a prime minister, congressman, someone in the Senate, ministers of the federal government, that type of energy, provincial or state, leaders that are at the top of their game. They're making the laws, they're making the rules, and they're, we see them in the parliament and etc. This energy can also be talking definitely about the legal system and lawyers, courts. If this was representing a lawyer, which quite often it does, the lawyer energy would be someone who is, a partner probably in an established firm, someone, that is on top of their game here, well known, a head prosecutor, judges, people who make the laws, that type of energy. This can also represent doctors, psychiatrists, psychologists, surgeons, the energy of, it could be veterinarians, and what else do we have here? This could be a best-selling author, a social media influencer, someone who speaks for a living, that type of energy. So someone basically that is very good with their words, is well educated, and has the power to use words, and they understand the power of words. So the King of Swords understands that words can be used as weapons, and they can also be used to uplift people. This could actually also represent someone who's researching, and innovators, engineers, that type of energy. patents, that type of, those are the people that this is most likely to be, and this could be your energy, or it could be an energy of someone in your life or someone that you've consulted with. So this is talking about, the King of Swords is very much the king of words. So he is able to use his words very effectively. And as I said, he understands that words can be used as weapons, or they can be used to uplift people. And he also understands that if you give your word and you don't back it up by action, then your words are basically empty and useless. This is this is about how you earn your abundance. So I feel like you're into some sort of that energy here. This would be the type of career maybe that you're in at this time. Or it can represent someone that you are conferring with or doing, launching a project with, or some sort of energy in that manner. This is talking about being a leader and having won some sort of competition or battle. This can talk about sports energy. The wands represent, passionate action. This is competition of some sort, and you've come out the leader. This could even be promotion at work, and there is a lot of people vying for this position, but you came out the leader. And even though some of them look disgruntled, they have to admit that you came out on top. And you can see how proud this rider is. The horse represents your heartfelt energy and your passion. And this represents you having been able to rein in your emotions, to be able to, and discipline your mind to be able to be seen as a leader. And so this is typical Leo energy. Now, Leos are natural born leaders. They are of the fire element. This is definitely Leo energy. Being a leader, being in a leadership role. The thing about the energy of Leo, if you look at the wheel on the horoscope, they are the fifth sign that shows up. So if you start off with the infant and you work up to this energy, we're talking about teenage boy energy, very impulsive. You can even see the sun is having solar flares. That's like the energy of teenage boys is very impulsive, and they're not very mature, really. They're not really in a leadership role. Although, if you've ever had a teenage boy or been around teenage boys, you may recognize they can come off as being very arrogant because they lack the confidence. When people lack confidence, quite often they'll try to cover that up with a bit of arrogance. And so the Leo energy is a natural born leader energy, but it takes time for that energy to mature. In general, I feel like all of the fire signs are immature compared to the other signs until they tend to mature a little bit later in life. The fire in them causes them to be a little bit impulsive, and that can cause problems down the road. So this is the type of energy that you're in right now, though, and this is representing, I feel that this is representing communication from early life. So you may be raised by parents that are also in leadership roles. They're like this, it's this type of energy. Since you've been young, you've been taught to, take action on your thoughts and to do well in school and how important education is, that type of energy. We have the Queen of Swords energy, and this is, she's one of 4 queens. Now, when the King of Swords and the Queen of Swords show up in a reading together, this energy can talk about a couple that is divorced or separated. You'll notice, like if you look at the Queen here and the King, she's got her back turned to him. She doesn't want to have anything to do with him. She is looking towards this Fool, though, and she's saying, I would love to go on a new adventure with someone other than this king. She's got her back turned to him. So that's the energy she's in with that. The Queen of Swords is quite often representing someone who is considered cold. And she hasn't always been this way, but she's been there, done that, bought the t-shirt. She is so tired of the bullshit. And she, as I said, she has her left hand out. She said, I'm willing to receive you know, a new journey, new energy coming in. But I do not want to put up with any more bullshit. I have clarity. My head is out of the clouds. She's an individual now. You can see in the background of the swords cards, you can see this used to be a couple, and now they're apart. And they don't, I feel they don't get, they don't see eye to eye. You don't see them looking at each other at all. And so this energy is talking about learning discernment from having been disappointed in the past when it comes to, you know, someone feeling like someone's very cold. And this is an energy that, you know, she does have her left hand out, so she's willing to warm up and receive from someone on a different adventure, but not with this individual. And she and I don't know what's happening here. If I feel this is more this Queen's energy, because you can see that they're almost like in the same, they look more alike, and that the Queen has taken action and said, I'm out of here. I am done. I'm not in the mood for this, because someone took action here. One of the two did, or both of them did, but I would say they're in the process of divorcing. And then this is in your emotional foundation right now. So this is someone that hasn't quite, you're not, this isn't, if you're the Queen of Swords energy, you're not here yet. And neither is the King of Swords here yet. I feel like there still is this battle, because this is in between them, of who's going to be the leader here, which actions are going to speak louder, basically. So they might be fighting over everything that's happened kind of energy. And then this is the Fool energy. So the Fool is the 0 point. This is talking about going on a brand new adventure, a new cycle. This energy is almost over, and then the healing begins. And that comes through quieting your mind and checking in. Hey, what does my heart actually want? Like, do I want to fight over shift that I don't even want, or do I want to move forward in a strong way? And you can see that Fool is on a new journey. The sun is shining on him, and the sun is white. It's basically saying this is a brand new cycle for you. He does have tattered sleeves here, representing that he's been on a cycle or two in the past, and he's gotten a little roughed up by it, or he or she, both of them, I guess. And this is talking about choosing to heal the heart and be open to the opportunities coming in. You can see there's not a whole lot of baggage. This is someone that is saying, okay, I'm going on this new journey. I'm going to approach it from an innocent point of view. I don't want to be all hardened and bitter. I want to come out of this energy. And then and this is in the position of your creativity. Yeah, it really stunts your creativity when you're in this energy, like in your, you know, this is healing energy. And then this is talking about romance, children. Yeah, there could be some concerns if you have children together, you know, working out, though, all of that kind of energy. And I feel that that's what this card is about. This is about your daily routine, your habits, what your life is like right now. And it's basically, this is like a mental prison. This is talking about being in a, like, you know, these swords are representing thoughts that she's put behind her, though. And I feel like that's why I feel this is representing the Queen's energy, is she's taking this action to move forward. The King of Swords might just still be like, he's just sitting there. He doesn't have his hand out. He actually looks just like he's like just done. Like, I'm not in the mood for this. And so I feel like she's saying, I'm ready to go on a new journey. I've worked through these thoughts. I know I have clarity as to what I want. I've managed to put 7 of the 8 thoughts behind me, and that might be taking action on each of these thoughts. And that's what your energy has been doing, and getting ready to move forward. And I feel like the King of Swords is watching this happen. And maybe this energy didn't think she would actually leave, because he still has 2 little birds here, and she's like, no, I'm independent. I'm out of here. And so this is talking, sometimes this could be all the tears that have been cried, all the emotion. In tarot, when there's water, it represents emotions. And you can see, I feel there was way more water here before, you know, but as she worked through these swords that are behind her now, these are, okay, I've put these thoughts behind me. I've taken action on them. And now I just have this one sword left. This is the action I'm going to take forward. I'm going to untie these. This is talking about feeling duty bound. There could be a lot of energy here, you know, a lot of commitments. This could be financial commitments, commitments to family members, children, etc. So there was a lot to work through, that type of energy. But she now does have her right foot forward on dry land, representing that she's ready to move forward. And her left foot is still emotional. Like this is, but it's in a shallow puddle now. So it's something she can step out of. There's way less emotion than there was before. I do feel that she's turning her back on, like living where she has been living, on even possibly on family members of her own, on both sides. If people get divorced, you'll find out, if you ever get divorced, that people take sides, and quite often it's just like, it can be really devastating because people that you thought would be there for you aren't, and so then it's not just about leaving the marriage, it's about leaving a lot of people behind that you thought cared about you, and you find out when push comes to shove that they don't really. It's more about a lot of people will take the attitude, I don't want to get involved, and they won't get involved no matter what. And so even if it's you really need something, they're like, I'm not getting involved, like that type of energy, which is fair enough if people want to be that way. But if it's your family members and that's what this is talking about. Thinking, okay, well, I can count on so-and-so. Like if I need something, I could at least phone them up and they would at least give me the information that I need. And they're like, I don't want to get involved. And then you phone up, this other person that's been your friend for 20 years. I don't want to get involved, because they're also friends with the other side. So it's like that type of energy. And so it's kind of like having to start over new, which in many ways is probably better for you anyway, because eventually that's, the energy that you're going to be in anyway. But when you're in this energy, it can feel like very harsh, And so this is talking about coming out of that energy, cutting the ties, taking the blindfold off, taking responsibility for your part in it, and taking action to have a better life, to heal this heartache, to move forward in a strong way, and to take that leadership role. Because if one of the people does it, then, and says, okay, we're clearly not getting along, something has to change here. And, so that's the type of energy we have going on. It's not easy, but it also is way easier than pretending that everything's all hunky-dory-o. It takes a lot of courage. And look we have the lion energy right here. And so this is representing the Leo energy. This is talking about having the courage to, this young woman. This represents someone when they were, going back to, even all the way back to their childhood, to understand why this happened, basically. Because if you're in a relationship with someone, and especially in a significant other relationship, then, that subconscious mind can really get in the way sometimes, of your authentic desires. So this is, digging deep, and how it takes a lot of strength and courage to look at yourself, look at your shadow side, look at what's happened since you were a child, take responsibility for it, for your part in it, move forward, just keep on having the courage to dig deep like that. So she's reaching into this lion's mouth. And the lion is representing her fear. And so she's to face all of this. And so she has gradually been facing this energy. She wants to be at her infinite potential to move forward. And so this is talking about having the strength and the integrity and the courage to move forward and do that. And so congratulations on that, Leo, because that's a difficult journey sometimes to be on. And then we have... disappointment in love. So this definitely is talking about, there could have been a third party energy here. We have 2 cups and then a third one. And then sometimes this can even represent, a baby coming through from, but not one that is yours, basically. It would come from the third party energy. I'm just picking up that type of energy. There may have been a pregnancy involved, because this can also represent conception. And, so that could be, like if perhaps the King of Swords stepped out and now has someone else pregnant and is leaving. And so it could have been his decision, or when you found out, you decided to leave. It could be that kind of energy. And then we have, this can also represent, like the cups of love don't have to be about significant other. They can be about family members, friends, acquaintances, business partners, that type of energy. So it could be a mix of the bag, right? Like, as I explained before, sometimes, people, quite often, like the longer that you're married to someone, the more entangled your acquaintances, partnerships in business, colleagues, all of that energy, it all gets intermeshed with family, friends, everything. And so this is talking about maybe doing your best to launch something. Maybe you've gone to therapy 3 times and, it didn't work. And, or 3 relationships, this could represent family, business relationships, partnerships, and friends, and just feeling disappointed in everybody. So this also can represent the person wanting to come back or have you come back. And you're like, no, I've given you 3 chances and this is 3 strikes, you're out. I'm not entertaining giving you another chance, which is fair. I mean, if people generally show us who they are the first cup around, if you've given them 3 cups of energy to make a change and they're asking for a 4th cup, it would be, probably you could end up disappointed again. So the idea is to get out from underneath this tree. You could sit here for your whole life, and sometimes people do. This is in your partnerships, commitments, and spouse energy, like, so marriage. So if, I feel like this is definitely a story about someone who's in this energy. And then we have the 9 of Swords. So 9 of Swords has been coming up for a lot of people. This can talk about someone who has, like, it's a never-ending nightmare, and it's kind of like this energy here of being disappointed over and over and over again, and you're just tired of it. You're not, like, this energy here, just done. I'm done with this. And this also can represent an energy of waking up in the wee hours of the morning after doing a lot of meditation, like this energy, and enlightenment coming to you through your dreams, and the Holy Spirit coming through and showing you consistent steps of action that you can take. And this is 9 steps of action. So, like, this is talking about, I feel, the journey of going through this energy, definitely. And, there's cosmic symbols on this blanket. And this is representing that the universe does have you covered, but you're going to have to get out of bed. You're going to have to leave your comfort zone to be able to move forward and take the actions that you need to make and face this. And what's interesting is the carving on this this bed that she's laying on, or he's laying on, is got people fighting with swords. So don't get carved furniture with people battling with each other and then sleep on that. It's just not a good idea. All right, we have the 2 of Pentacles here. So this can definitely be multitasking and busy, but this can also represent maybe fighting over material possessions, because the Pentacles represent your health, wealth, happiness in the 3D, and they're in the shape of a coin because, of course, money is a big part of that. So this can be talking about fighting over, possessions, if you're in a marriage or a commitment of that, or even a partnership in a business, whatever that is. This can really gain momentum. And so this is saying, juggle your options, but don't juggle your morals. And I feel like there already was juggling of morals with a third-party energy here. And it may have even caused, like, a pregnancy outside of the marriage. There's just a lot of, like, bickering and, really, I feel like this has been, if this marriage has been, like, 9 years, it's kind of like, okay, maybe it's time, and next time, don't buy furniture with people that are fighting with swords and then sleep on that. Like, seriously. This is talking about someone juggling their morals, and it could even talk about this energy here of, you know, fighting over possessions, and there being an unevenness here, and that, or it keeps gaining momentum, and it's stopping both parties from being able to move forward to a happier solution, to being able to be in an energy of forgiveness. And the forgiveness sometimes represents forgiveness for yourself, first and foremost, because you may feel at this point that you've made a bad choice in life, and it's causing you all these problems. Plus, you feel like your family and whatever, your friends or whatever, are not there for when you need them the most. And that can be like it's all piling up together, that type of energy. Then we have the King of Pentacles energy. So yes, this is transition. This energy is, if the more you meditate and pray and quiet your mind, go out and recognize, okay, what are my authentic desires? Like, what do I really want in my life? That's what I'm going to go after. I'm not going to fight over shift that I don't really want anyway. And so the King of, or just for the principle of it, this is talking about higher education. So this is a learning process, and we do have the new moon right now. We're in that energy. It's a Taurus moon, and Taurus is all about, it's the first sign of the Pentacles. And you think about a toddler, it's the second sign in the zodiac. You think about a toddler and you ask them to share their possessions, and they're like, I don't think so. So this is about the early stages of give and take, right? And so this is talking about, if you ask a Taurus person to, like a little toddler, to give up on their favorite toy, they are going to put up a temper tantrum, and that's that bull in a china shop energy. So this is saying, that this new moon right now, it was on the 16th, and we're still in that energy, can very much be about the struggle, because Scorpio is on the opposing sign of Taurus on the wheel, and whatever your opposing sign is going to be affected. So Scorpio energy is also going to be affected by this, along with Taurus energy to a great extent. And it's also going to be about, Taurus is like, let's blow it all up and put it back together and see if we can make it better. And Taurus is saying, don't mess with my shift. I like having things the way they are. And it's really important to Taurus energy that they have security, financial security, home security, that type of energy. The King of Pentacles energy is talking about your career and reputation. And so this energy, like it's kind of like all the gossip and slander and all of the energy and the back and forth and all of this can really have a drastic effect on your career, your reputation, the energy of what you're able to do. So the King of Pentacles is used to being in a very high level position, earning a good living, and living a really good lifestyle. So you could have all the money in the world, but if you're not living the lifestyle that you want, you don't have love, and you don't have your health, and you're suffering because of all this stress, then you have to come to an agreement at some point here. And this is talking about before your career and reputation. Sometimes you have to stand up for yourself, definitely, and sometimes you have to just, okay, I'm just going to have to make some real difficult decisions here. And they may not even be fair, but I'm going to do what's best for me at this time, what my heart wants. And that might just be the freedom, basically, to get the heck out of here. Like, that's this energy. This energy is more like it's sitting in the Taurus position where I'm not wanting to give up my possessions. And this energy is more like, I want to go on a different adventure. I want out of here. And so this is talking about that struggle, basically. And, the King of Pentacles is someone that is known for being very good at business, and they enjoy a really good lifestyle. This can represent bankers, banking energy, financial advisors. This can be, people that are involved in wealth management, accountants, that type of energy. And so, of course, this energy is going to get involved, and whatever advisors you have, whatever lawyer energy you have, it can have a huge effect on the outcome here, of course. And the King of Pentacles is also very likely to be someone that might be in real estate. There could be some land that's involved here. There could be, properties. This could represent a lot of real estate energy, mortgage brokers, stock brokers. So this could represent, the stock market, like all sorts of energy here. And the King of Pentacles has grapes all over his robe. And this is representing someone who is used to having a very good lifestyle, used to having people look up to them, used to having the respect of other people. And perhaps that this energy is not sitting upright like it should be. And so there could be some sort of energy here. The grapes in tarot represent someone who, this is a luxury item. This is something that the person is able to keep. And now if they're having to give up that luxury, they feel that it's hurting their career, their reputation, that type of energy. And this is an external force coming in towards these people. It's expensive to hire people in divorces to be able to navigate through that property and all of that. This is a gift from the universe. This is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help you God. So if there's been any juggling, of morals here and juggling of pentacles, that in not like the truth is going to come out. If there's been someone trying on either side of this, trying to hide money, doing whatever they have to keep what they want, this energy, the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth will come out. This could even be taken into the court of law, that type of energy. This is blessings, though, coming in. So this is actually a gift coming in from the Most High, saying anything that anyone has done here from the external forces to cause an inequality, through lack of morals or judgment or whatever, this is going to be exposed and it's going to come out. It might take a while, but it will come out and it will be known and it will be very public and it will definitely hurt people's reputations. Absolutely. So it's that type of energy. And then we have moving forward. This is in blessings. So that's why when the truth hits, it's going to hit the external forces that, were involved in this energy. As well as the truth is going to empower the collective. And whatever was going on in the background here that wasn't in the up and up, that if there was some sort of juggling of morals, juggling of pentacles, that type of energy, the truth is going to come out what happened. And this is talking about then having the passion to move forward. The Page of Wands is someone that would start working for the king and queen at a very young age, 7 to 14. You have to remember back in those days, the life expectancy would be about half of what it is here now. So you wouldn't have a childhood like we would think of it now. There wasn't time for that, basically. By the time people were 14, they were married, a lot of them. But it would be a real coup to end up working for the palace and a much better lifestyle than for most people lived. And so this, this is definitely the energy of the Leo energy. Someone who's young and he's got a feather in his cap and he's dressed and he's ready to tackle the world and he has the passion to do so. And the pyramids in the background here represent him wanting to discover the world and explore and really optimistic, really good energy. This is a good energy to be back in, passionate about life, waking up in the morning and wanting to tackle the day and yahoo, I have my freedom again. That you could be any age, but it's basically saying that type of energy. And so this could be talking this struggle because I'm saying 7 to 14 and under the age of 21. And you have to recognize that all the characters in tarot are actually archetypes. So they're not gender specific. This could, in the old days, this would always be a male. But these days, this energy could be a female in their masculine energy as well as a male. And same with the kings and the queens. You know, the king could be representing a female in her masculine energy, and the queen could be a male in his feminine energy. So you just have to kind of take it the way it you know, use your intuition in your own situation. Remember, this is a general collective reading. You always want to go to experts for advice. So that you get, and make sure you pick a good expert that has good morals, that is going to give you strong advice. And this because this energy here is talking, sometimes the Page of Wands is very enthusiastic, but in this energy can be really impulsive. And you notice how much he's admiring his wand. He's looking up to it, and he's this is about his passion. So quite often, this energy is thinking with their little head. So they don't really have their mind on what's really going on. They're more interested in other passionate energy. And so you have to, they may not have their full attention where it needs to be right now. The information they're bringing in could be a little inaccurate, a little over optimistic, that type of energy. And so this also, in the old days, this would always be someone coming in person. But in a lot of, you don't need to be waiting around, oh, it has to be someone in person. This could come in as a phone call, a text message. You could get something in the mail, documents, you know, that type of energy. This can represent emails, and maybe on social media you get messaged by someone, or you go to an event and you run into someone that has the exact information that you needed. Or maybe you're passionate and you start to think about, okay, maybe I will love someone again, who knows. But right now, the best thing is to heal this energy and focus on what's on hand here right now, before even considering moving forward in another relationship. It's this energy, this new cycle coming in is talking about being like a brand new, in a new energy, and taking everything you've learned from the old cycle to improve your life now. And so this is really good place to be, being optimistic, and okay, things are going to work out. Action is starting to happen. As soon as the truth comes out, the truth sets everyone free. Not necessarily, for some people, there are some cards here where it looks like there has maybe been some, you know, like the energy, there's so much court energy, lawyer energy here. And then there's all this, you know, this sometimes can represent prison if there's been some illegalities with money, or I don't know, all that kind of energy. But the truth will come out, and this is a gift from the divine so that you can move forward in your life. And so we have here, like, I'm going to, if you're leaving the reading here, thank you for your time and energy. I am going to clarify this for those of you who want clarification. If you are leaving, please do give it a like and comment if you've received some benefit from this, and also consider subscribing if you resonate. I would be honored. All right, now we're going to, whoops, I'm dealing with the wrong deck. I forgot to put this one down. I'm really looking at this and feeling like, okay, what else is going on here? So this is what wants to come out right now. All right. These cards are really jumpy. So this is my Oracle, Tales from the Vector. And this is talking about, I started this back in 2007. In 2020, I began, I finished all 64 paintings. I do have a website, talesfromthevector.com. And this energy is like on the numbers on these cards here represent the paintings in the gallery in the order they appear there. I will put them in the description box below in the order that they come here. So if you want to check the paintings out, you can. They say a picture is worth 1,000 words. Perhaps it'll give you further clarity as to your situation. So the first card that wanted to come out to clarify this energy is falling and failing in love is a matter of I. How perfect. So this is talking about healing the heart, healing this heartbreak, becoming unfettered, like being able to cut through this and move forward. This is through meditation, prayer, and disciplining your mind and plugging into your heart as well. So using your intuition as well as your logic. And this is a pink and green dragon falling through the sky, and she's saying falling and failing in love is a matter of I, because you have to love yourself enough to heal to be able to be successful in another relationship and to successfully heal from the energy of this one. And then we have Taurus energy here. We talked about that. That's that new moon energy that we're in right now. Luckily, at this point, there's not a whole lot of new energy coming in astrologically at this time. So I didn't do a new moon. If you're looking for the new moon reading, I didn't do the bonus new moon because there's 2 moons in this month of May, 2 full moons. And this is called a blue moon. You know, you've heard the saying, once in a blue moon. This is really rare, special energy. And so I will be doing, after this reading for the end of the month, I will be doing a reading for the blue moon energy, which is coming up on May the 31st. And we've talked about this Taurus energy, and I feel like that's basically what this is talking about, the give and take in life and having, you know, learning that discernment. We have the devil energy coming in on this energy here. So this is the temptation, and I do feel this is confirming for me that there's some sort of, that this, your partner, you know, your spouse, whoever this is, your boyfriend, girlfriend, you know, spouse energy has, it's created a baby, basically. Something has been conceived, and generally that's saying this from the third party energy. But I'm also picking up an energy that if this was a business partner, this could be tempted to start a new business using whatever, you know, and that energy, conceiving a new business and pretend, like, hopefully not, but this can represent identity theft, forgery, some sort of energy to divert money, shell corporations, that type of energy. I don't know that much about it, but I do know that it's not good. And so when this energy, this devil is talking about temptation, is coming in, I always cover it with the next card up, because I want to see, the devil doesn't do his own dirty work. This is, he's going to send a minion in. Who's the minion he sends in? Or does God cover this energy? We have surrender. It's cold in here. There must be something in the atmosphere. So I feel that this is psychic energy coming in. This could be coming in. It's kind of an energy of people getting together and maybe directing their thoughts and their energy behind your back to put you to, and to ruin, maybe, you know, gossip, slander. This could represent a third party energy, and this could be, you know, all the things that we've discussed here. So this, I feel, is surrender is about a psychic cleanse, like recognizing that, you know, how, like being in this energy where you're going to actually take a look at the energy coming in, and you're going to use your intuition, and you're going to have the strength and the courage to face your part in it so that you can make the changes that you need to make to move forward in a better way. And then we have this sitting here, the Magician, and energetic upgrade. So this is talking about, I'm just clarifying this with the on top of this one, because I feel like there may have been some sort of like black magic type energy. Someone might be dealing with that type of energy. So I just want to clear that. So, like, I just had a feeling about that, because we have otherworldly and worldly desires. So yeah, this is really negative energy. It's not going to work out. The truth is going to come out. It may be working out for now, but eventually the truth does come out. And then this is the base root chakra, having a good attitude through this, coming out as a leader. This is really good. This is talking about where the cycle starts. If someone wants to engage, and this is sitting on this king, and that's the energy I'm picking up, is I feel this energy here is the queen energy, whether or not that's the male and female in the relationship, is choosing to have a good attitude and move forward. They're more interested in healing their heart, moving on, They're not as attached to the possessions as the King of Swords energy is. And then the moon energy is about reckless abandon, WRECK. That's when you discipline your mind. So you know that the actions that you take, you're not as emotional. You're, you're more grounded. You're ready for a new adventure. Your intuition and your logic are working together to come to creative solutions to the problem instead of being stuck in the old energy. The Virgo energy coming in, I just want to make a point that when I have horoscope signs coming in these readings, I'm not talking about individuals. I'm talking about the actual state of being of the sign. What can we learn from each of these signs? And the Virgo energy is about being able to look at a situation with analytical critique and really find. Virgo energy is very good at that. You have to be careful for it not to bleed into anal criticism, because this Virgo energy is, they can be really hard on themselves, and so then they tend to be that way with others, and then they're kind of like, what's your problem? I'm just being honest kind of energy. But the Virgo energy is the middle of the earth signs. So again, this is the next step up, and then after that is the Capricorn energy. So this is talking about, having strong communication to really figure out what it is you want, and focusing on that, like on your heart's desires, on being on your authentic journey rather than arguing about shit you really don't care about. The Temperance energy is about the commitment to staying on your destined path again, and it's sitting on this energy. I mean, this having devotion to, okay, I'm going to heal my heart. This is more important for me than anything. This is talking about father figures. So turning princes into frogs. And, this type of energy, it quite often when people have childhood issues, it comes from, like for young girls, like daddy's girl kind of energy. It could be like their father is their hero and they expect every man to treat them like their father does, and he treats them like a child, basically. And that's not realistic at all. And so sometimes it can be that, or really not having a good relationship with your father and attracting that kind of energy because you're trying to heal that kind of energy. So it's that, this is use your intuition. The High Priestess is very intuitive, especially around the cycles of the moon. And this month is quite, there's a lot of intuitive energy because of 3 moons, basically. Like we have the full moon, the blue moon, and the new moon energy coming through. The Chariot, this is saying that this transition from this energy is about to shift into something else. It's on the way on the spiritual realm. Judgment has been called. This is talking about anger. Yeah. Anger is the gift that keeps on giving. It's easy to get angry in this position. You sometimes have to get angry and let that anger out. But really, it can end up being like something like a karmic space that you live in. Because anger, there's something to do with righteous anger, so you can be upset about that. But to use anger to motivate yourself, that can be passed down from one generation to the next. And before you know it, everybody's angry and nobody knows why. And really, it makes everybody more acidic, and it doesn't really help. Work through your anger and then make your decisions not based on anger. This is talking also about denial. And so what I don't know won't hurt me. I feel that type of energy definitely is coming from this third-party energy. Yes, what you don't know can hurt you and will probably hurt you, especially if you're in a divorce. So we have the truth coming out, and we have again this energy from the moon, being really strong, using your intuition. This is, are you engaged in the energy and looking for a creative solution, or are you entrenched? Are you drowning in emotion here? Because that's not going to empower you. So you need to be able to, be in this energy where you discipline your mind through meditation and prayer and get in touch with what you authentically want. And so that the truth then sets you free so that you can have what you want, not the truth to be I was right energy. And then we have, that puts you on a foolhardy journey so that you can anticipate a good outcome if you do the work that you need to. And don't get involved. It's saying like, just don't get involved in any more drama until you clear this drama out. Like a lot of people, when they're in this energy and they feel like their family members aren't there, their friends weren't there for them, their partner's no longer there for them, that they end up turning to, oh, I'll just have a new lover. And that's part of the big problem in the first place. So that type of energy rarely works out. If they'll do it with you, they'll probably do it to you. And so that's the, you're better off healing before involving another person in this energy. All right, that is this reading. So Leo, I do hope that this has been valuable to you. Give it a like and comment. If it has, consider subscribing. I would be honored if you did so. And I will be back with that blue moon reading again for the next astrological insight. Bye for now.